I'm Malika Len, and welcome to my portfolio for LTDE 5305. So, we learned a lot over the course of this class, but I'm going to highlight a few of our assignments that we created and some of my assessment pieces. First, we had the collaborative creation of instructional design evaluation tool. So, this assignment was helpful practicing collaboration with others as well as taking into account different viewpoints. My partners and I all had different backgrounds with regards to our content areas and age groups, which in turn influenced which tools we like to use in the classroom. We chose to create a survey over Kahoot as that's the tools we are all familiar with, and the questions we created reflected our personal experiences with the program as well. I never created a Google form collaborate before, and this for this assignment I have my students. I took a lot of inspiration from this assignment for one for my students later on. You see here my survey that we created as a group. I wanted to do something a little bit more, so I wanted to also create a general survey that could be used as a overview for class as well, that I could use for my students as feedback for me as well for what tools we're using. Next, we have the content curation for digitally based instructional unit assignment. So for me, this assignment was personally frustrating as it highlighted what I already knows when creating lessons and searching for resources for my students. There are not that many resources available for upper level Spanish classes, especially since they're geared more towards lower levels or more child oriented for bilingual education programs. So I ended up adapting resources from other courses instead to fit my own needs. In the process of creating a Pinterest board, I was able to find other resources for my coworkers, though, as well as learn how to navigate the site well. While I do not see myself using Pinterest again, I will continue to collect content using other digital programs I prefer. Next is the WebQuest assessment piece. This was an assignment I actually really enjoyed and got a lot out of. I wanted to create a WebQuest for my students for a while now, but I just did not know where to start. I was able to get a lot of inspiration from different content areas in order to create my own that fit my needs. I love the idea of using WebQuest to help students with their technology skills as well as encourage them to explore a topic further. I found in my own experiences with my students that they often do not have a good use of a good handle on technology use, and so they struggle with some of the basic things such as research. So this is a good way of introducing the way that's still engaging and fun while they're learning. Finally, we have the design of a content curation tool for student learning. So the treasure hunt was a lot of fun to design. I enjoyed looking for all the resources for my students, as well as formatting questions that relate to the unit and to the topics. The trickiest part for me was wording the questions in ways that would allow them to find what they need without making it too easy to search for. With a foreign language, it's very hard to find that balance between what is acceptable for them to learn as well as developing their language skills, because I'm developing both language skills and other skills at the same time. Especially in some classes, like for example, this class I'm designing this for, in my classroom right now, I have a student who's a native speaker, heritage speaker, and then two non-native, non-heritage speakers. They all learn at different paces and they all have different backgrounds. So to find ways that can appeal to all of them at the same time and keep them engaged while also addressing their specific levels and needs. They all have their own strengths and weaknesses, but it's become very interesting. We have a good mix of students. So of all the courses we did this term or this semester, my favorite one probably was the WebQuest assignment. I like this one the most, and this one's meaningful for me because it takes the treasure hunt for me personally. It takes the treasure hunt and takes it to the next level, where I'm not just doing a treasure hunt, but I'm also teaching them lifelong skills as well. The creation of this assignment also helped me think of how important. So authentic assignments in Spanish are a bit different than they are in other classes. Foreign language authentic means also originally in that language. This is where things become a little more tricky for language teachers because now I have to screen for what's at their level for linguistic wise and also what's at their level age wise. So find a way to, for example, for high school students, if I have a senior in Spanish 1 or 2, finding something that's there there for them at their level academically, but at level 1 or 2 Spanish academically. So it's finding that balance between the two. So that's what's been trickiest for me in this process. So finding authentic assessment pieces to find a way to make sure I'm measuring their development, measuring their growth at the same time online, where sometimes I cannot be there for them. It's something I've experienced also in this past year. So the most significant word of advice that I actually got from this course was it's actually not even one of mine. It was from someone else's post that they gave them feedback on making sure they know their students and know how that they're engaged as well and how their students listen and able to understand material. I'm not going to highlight names because I know that was a sore subject for maybe some people, but that was important for me to also see how others see other content areas, such as a lot of our peers are more in the elementary age groups or STEM, and so finding a way to connect them too, because that's where Spanish lies in between.